Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Bad
Now
Thank
let's
you.
start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with console generations? They're like Star Trek generations. So, what I'm talking about here is that with video games, we keep getting more consoles coming out. You've already got a weirdness going on with the staggering between when the next Nintendo system comes out versus when you get the next Microsoft and Sony system. Um, we got the Switch, 2017, and right now it's the end of 2020 as I'm recording this in like December. I don't know when this is coming out, but it's probably going to come out either in late 2020 or early 2021, I'm guessing. Who knows? I don't ever know when I schedule these. But it's just kind of like funny where it's like we've got like basically now we've got the Xbox 5, the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, and the PS5. Okay, and just this whole cycle of Nintendo's stagger releases of their consoles versus the other consoles, versus the Sony and Microsoft ones, and basically this at this point it feels very meh because the Switch is still kind of new, so there's not much else to do with the Switch. Unless they're going to make an improved version of the Switch, but they already made the other model with the Switch Lite, so it's like, I don't know. And then, like, you've got, you had, from the previous generation, we already had the Wii U was kind of like, hey, it flopped, so then they put out the Switch, and does that count as the previous generation, or the first one of this generation? Is the Switch a generation behind, technically, or was it way ahead of the others? I don't know how they're trying to play that. And we had the main consoles came out, and then we had the mid console replacements come out, and basically the Switch was kind of trying to fight with the mid console replacements like the Xbox Series X and like the PlayStation 4 Pro, it's very likely we're going to see more of that shit going forward. Microsoft's kind of talking about like just kind of continually putting out Xbox Series whatever. And to continue that line that way, I guess the naming thing will be easier for them and probably not too helpful for the public, I guess. We'll see if that even lasts. And then, there's probably going to be a PlayStation 5 Pro, because why not? Because they can have a mid-console replacement to extend the lifespan a little bit longer. And so it's been a really, really long console generation already, it feels like. And with these next ones finally coming out, it also kind of feels like, well, what's the point anymore? Because a lot of these are getting new systems, and it's like, there's hardly anything really new there. It's remakes of old games, previous systems to be like, hey, here's how these can look nicer, maybe a couple tech demos on there, and then, the games that come out that are like, there's maybe a few that are on there, but also they're dual releases on the previous systems as well anyway, so you don't really need to upgrade. What's the point in upgrading at this point, right? Really, with the way competition goes, like, we're looking at a lot of similar things. We're looking at a lot of, not much reason to upgrade, and really the only point to having the next-gen console is to be like, hey, I have the next-gen console. Not to say there's nothing cool about them, but in the beginning, if there's not really much point to get it, why do you do it? And especially because if people don't support it, it doesn't go anywhere. It's not going to get continued support, and they're either going to have to, really try hard to make another push for that, which it could happen, or they're going to abandon it and go to something else instead. And that's definitely a big concern with something like, you get like a Microsoft console, and it's like, well, people aren't into the consoles anymore if they're starting to lose, if they start hemorrhaging money on those. They can easily just say, yeah, fuck it. We'll just put our games on everything and get money for them. And if we want exclusives, we'll make them exclusives to, the Windows store or whatever, and that'll be it, right? because they don't really necessarily need this super badly. You know, they don't need to be in this market. Whereas I feel like both Nintendo and Sony kind of do. And I don't know. I don't. At this point, it's just hard to be excited about this stuff because it's. I guess I've been around for so long. I have enough systems and games to last me forever, and I don't feel like they're offering anything all that cool or exciting, especially with the diminishing returns of tech. Like, there's some cool things you're like, wow, like these things load faster now and they are more powerful. They look slightly better now, 4K. Whoa. But, like, it's diminishing returns. It's not a huge leap like it used to be. I mean, I know there's going to be, technical snobs who will disagree with me up and down on that. But as far as just a general, like, consumer, such as myself, and as I feel like a larger part of the population of people actually buying these fucking systems are, diminishing returns. It doesn't seem that much different, So, I don't know. So what's the deal with console generations? They're like console degeneration.